No, how you meet your bros now is through video games online. That's
That's
how you
right.
meet your bros.
That's the digital way to
Yeah.
meet friends. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess that's why I don't have any friends. I don't game online.
You're not a gamer?
I don't play online hardly ever either, so I don't have any friends.
Oh, I do.
Claudia's got the friends, yeah.
Yeah. I'm in a Discord, and it is hectic. I mean, we talk all day long with these people. I even went to their Friendsgiving. It was very nice. Had a good time. So I did meet them in person.
There you go.
It's not
And they
all-
weren't weird.
And they weren't weird. Well, you know,
Imagine,
a little weird, but
that.
I'm a little weird, so
A little weird's good. Just
yeah,
not too weird.
not weird. Yeah.
Because then otherwise they're boring.
Yep, that is true. You need a little bit, at least.
Yeah. A splash of weirdness is good. Good for your soul.
All right, welcome back to Screen Time. I'm your host, Josh Youngbar, and I have with me my co-host, Claudia.
Hola.
Welcome back. Missed you last week.
Thank you. Missed you guys too, for sure.
And then we've got Jered.
Hello.
Nice. All right.
Nice.
I know I haven't seen you since the last pod,
I know.
Claudia.
Yeah. How have you been?
Great.
Good.
Yeah, how have you been?
Yeah, I've been all right.
Yeah.
Missing you
For this whole time.
this whole time.
Yeah.
Well, now that we got that out of the way.
Now that Josh feels like the third wheel.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
real. Today we are going to talk about Monarch Legacy of Monsters Season 1, Episode 6. But before we do that, we're going to do a little bit about like what we've been watching. Starting off with Jered. What you been watching, Jered?
I have 3 things.
All right.
I gotta take another sip. I'm starting to drag now.
Uh-oh.
Already?
I know. I was good when I got here, but okay. So, I don't know which one to start with. I'll start with one that you already mentioned that I watched more of now is Obliterated on Netflix. Because I only watched the very beginning when you mentioned it last time. And then I was like, all right, yeah, I'm going to watch more of this. And to preface this, it's not like a prestige show. Like it's like a B show, but it's really fun and funny. Yeah. Like I was surprised. I'm like, this is pretty great, actually.
It knows what it is.
Yes.
And it does it very well.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's cool. Yeah. So, and yeah, all the biggest thing is it's like, you have to like everyone and all the cast is good. Like I like everyone in it. Not anyone I recognize though.
No.
So there's that too. But yeah, it's just fun and entertaining. That's really all there is to it. It's not. Yeah, like I said, it's not a.
It's just a bunch of over the top actions scenes put together with cheesy reasons that they run it like happen and then some over the top stuff, ridiculous humor.
Yep. So I watched 2 episodes. You're probably further than me still.
I think I watched it all.
Oh, did you finish it? Is it good the whole way through?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, the same type of stuff. Yeah. It's
cool.
It's over the top ridiculousness.
Yeah. The other thing I like about it is it seems, and I don't know if this is just Hollywood changing again or not, but it seems a little more old school with the, I don't know how to put this, the way they film people and the subject matter and all that seems a little more like
it does
2000s, you know?
I was going to say, or 90s. Yeah. 90s,
Yeah.
See that? Yeah. You're right.
You know?
Yeah.
How they film, yeah, people, I'll just say it that way. But yeah, anyways, that's cool. That's on Netflix. Then I have this is Claudia can speak on this too because she watched some of it. It's called Such Brave Girls and it's on Hulu. It's a British show though. Yeah. Have you heard of this?
I did.
Did you watch it?
I couldn't make it through the first episode.
You didn't like it?
No.
Oh, I thought it was great.
It's so funny.
Well, and I started it and then I was like, this is a Claudia show. So then I started over and yeah, she was like, "You're right. This
It's
is
just mad relatable.
yes,
Like in a lot of ways. Not that I'm, the main girl, one of the sisters, like texts this guy, I'm going to kill myself if you don't text me back right now. Like stuff like that. And just like
crazy. Like
over the
10
top.
texts in a row.
Yeah, stage 5 clinger stuff.
Mhm.
But like the banter between the sisters and the
It's
mom,
good.
so relatable.
Yeah.
And like mom's bringing home a new boyfriend. You better be on your best behavior, sort of thing. It's hilarious.
It is,
so
yeah.
funny to me.
Yeah. What didn't you like about it?
I think I just didn't find it funny.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think it also I think I found them obnoxious.
It is a little obnoxious.
Yeah.
And
I'll
so
give you that.
I was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, there's other things to watch. So-
True. Yeah. I like the dark humor of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I normally like that kind of stuff. That's why I was like, gave it a little. I think I probably finished the first episode. I think so. But
That's all we did. Yeah.
And then I was like, okay.
The thing I have to point out that I think is the funniest is the mom's new boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he can't perform with her is because he thinks the daughter's face is so depressing. I just think that's hilarious. And that
It's like, so Joe Rogan said that depression is
Contagious.
contagious.
Yeah.
I got to work and I just don't want to.
that guy's actually really funny. The way he, like his personality.
Yeah.
Delivery of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's that one. Then the last one, I know you know about, Josh, but I don't know if you watched any of it, is Jury Duty, because I finally watched all of this now.
Okay. I never got around to watching more than the first episode, I think.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Like it was one of those that, I heard about it a while ago and like watched and then got sidetracked and never got back to watching. Cause I think I asked
You mentioned it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just got back to it now because, I barely watched any of it. And then I finished the whole thing. I mean, it's only 8 episodes and it's short. It's like 30 minutes each. But I really hope they do a second season. I tried to look to see if they didn't really say anything about it yet.
Yeah.
But it's also on Freevee, which is like not something, although it technically is free. It's just with commercials. But it is such a unique premise, and I like the way they film it because it's like how they do The Office and Parks and Rec in some ways, right? That style.
Mm-hmm.
But then also it's, I don't know how else to explain it, how else they film it, but it's really entertaining. Like I just kept watching it. I was like, I just need to get through this whole thing. It's just awesome. All the people they got for the show is just so good, and towards the end they kind of do the behind the scenes of it a little bit, and they went through like a ton of auditions, so a lot of these people were anyway, actually I'll explain to people that don't know. I don't think Claudia knows about it either. It's just a jury duty case, like I said, filmed in the style of like The Office, but everyone that's a part of it is an actor except for one guy who they get to be on the the jury. Yeah, one of the jurors. So they're all acting. He has no idea.
No idea.
So it's a full trial, even like the judge, everyone involved. And it's a fake case, but they're going through it like a real process. And it's just amazing. The
I've
guy
got to
doesn't
see this.
It's
This is
so good.
funny.
It's hilarious. And the main guy too, he's really great. And actually the way it ends too, I'm not going to spoil it, but it actually ends like surprisingly wholesome too. I was like, this is nice.
Aw.
How they end it too.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, it's not a spoiler. Like they do tell him at the end, at finally.
You would have to.
Yeah,
I feel like
right.
You can just let this guy living his life, thinking
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
real.
Well, until the show comes out.
I know.
and
Yeah.
people start telling them.
Yeah. So that's the one thing I wonder about though, is like if they do a second season, it's going to be hard to keep it under wraps because people know about the show now.
Yeah.
Like
but
how would they
Impractical
do?
Jokers has so many freaking seasons and people still
That's
weren't
true.
recognizing them, the places that they went to.
Well, if they changed up the whole cast, just
Well, they'd have
found
to.
new
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And do something else, not jury
Not,
duty.
not, yeah.
Do something else.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, a whole different.
Like just
Like a volunteer work day thing.
Yeah, just something.
Just something completely different.
Yeah, it would have to be something that. Yeah, that'd be tough to find something else that's like something that you have to go do or something that you get summoned to do. You know. Anyway, it's so great. Yeah, whenever we do our top 10, I was like, man, after watching, I'm like, it's gonna be hard to not put it even on there now. Like it is. I was very surprised with it.
Really?
Yeah, it's not gonna be, but it's gonna be.
That's
close.
wild.
It is so good as you get. The other person I'm gonna mention, because everyone is an actor, but then James Marsden is in it playing himself.
Mm-hmm.
He is so good. I think he even got a nomination for this. He's and he tries to keep getting out of it because he's like, oh, I gotta do this. I got this huge script coming up, and they just keep denying him. It's so funny the things that happen. One time he like hires a bunch of paparazzi to come in to try to like disrupt it so he could leave. Didn't work. It's just great. Yeah, he's so good in it too, and he's playing himself, but it's definitely like a different version because he's like the typical like douchey celebrity, like the way he's playing it. It's so great. So that's it. Those are my three.
Cool. So I just have a couple things too. Just want to mention the Gilded Age ended the season.
Right.
Ended strong.
Nice.
Speaking of the list, it might end up making on my list
okay.
when I have to whittle it down, but we'll see. It was a really good season. Season 1, okay, but season 2, I would say was top notch.
It's good. That's another show Claudia would like, I think.
Yes.
I
would.
Yeah,
for sure.
Watched the movie The Family Plan.
Is it good? It looked bad to me.
Yeah, it was cheesy, but it was fun. I watched it with Lucas didn't watch it with, but Kirsten, it's fun to watch with the kids like that. But yeah, it's predictable and stuff. And then so watching Reservation Dogs.
You haven't seen this at all?
I haven't watched any of it.
Okay.
So I started the first season. It's kind of funny. Have you watched it all, you guys?
I have not watched it all. I watched the first season. I know it's completely over now, though. It's 3 seasons, right?
The third season came out this year, and that's another one that the third season some people are putting on even the top of their list of best TV show this year.
Man.
Wow.
And so and then like the one guy I was reading, he was like, yeah, season 1 and 2 were both in my top 10, and then season 1 he made it his number 1 show season 3.
Season 3.
Yeah, for this year. And I was like, man, okay, I've got to like check this thing out.
It is funny.
So far, it was yeah.
I think it gets better as it goes. Well, it seems like it does.
Yeah.
Like from what you're saying. The best part about it is there's a Bill Burr cameo
I haven't
in
gotten that
season 1, I think. His character in it is just so good. I always like when he shows up in things. But
yeah. So about you? What have you been watching?
This ain't reality TV!
It's reality check time. I did start the new Squid Games show.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, we heard a little bit about it last week.
you're way ahead of me now, though.
Okay,
so
yeah.
you got a lot more you can speak
There's
on.
only really 2 things I have to say. I think I'm on episode like 6,
Okay.
maybe. I only have 2 things to touch on because there's just too much to talk about with all of the games and such. Obviously, the premise is like 460 people are dropped into this giant room with bunk beds, and then you have to compete for $4.6 million. One person comes out of this 400 and some people to win, and it starts off right off the bat with red light, green light, and like over half of the people get eliminated in that game off the bat.
Yep.
And unlike the actual Squid Games TV show, this one offers players trials in between games. So when you're living in this facility, few people get selected for chores like meal prepping or cleaning the bathrooms. And when you have this alone time separated from the group, sometimes you will be approached with a trial to either gain an advantage for somebody of your choice, or you can eliminate somebody of your choice. And I'm going to tell you right now, for $4.6 million, no one's getting an advantage from me. I'm taking you out.
Yeah.
I mean, like, flat out. All these people that are like, oh, boo, you wouldn't give somebody an advantage? $4.6 million. And one person gets it.
1 million.
1 million. Yeah, no, absolutely not. You're not getting an advantage from me. But anyway, so there's obviously, you know, as the numbers dwindle, alliances start to happen and groups, you know, start to get a little bit hostile. And it's really fun to kind of see that play out. Especially, it's just like a big fishbowl when you're watching all these people interact and like what the human nature comes down to when, you know, people need stabbed in the back or whatever. But I just need to talk about two things. Like I said, there's a player number 432. I don't know if I've disliked a player in a game show so much in a very long time. I think the last time I truly disliked a player in a game was like early Survivor when, oh gosh, what was his name? Didn't like Boston Rob, didn't like Ozzy very much, but there was one guy, he like lied about his mother dying or something like, or being sick to stay in the game or whatever.
What? This was like old Survivor?
This is old Survivor.
Wow.
It's like the last time I've been infuriated with a player in a game. And then now, 432 in Squid Games. Guy walks around, you know, he's a big jock guy. Played ball in college. You know, I'm just here to do what God tells me, and that's pretty much it, you know. But walks around like the rooster of the freaking group of people, you know, getting all the bros together. We got to knock down these weaklings and blah, blah, blah. And stop crying. That's not what you're here for. And he's just a bully, first of all, controlling. I'm just so humble, you know. I don't really... humility is what I'm about on the outside. And man...
Right,
you are not
right.
who you think you are. And who you're portraying on TV, I see right through you. But he does get eliminated eventually, and it's the best day of my life when he gets him eliminated. And it was like in the best way, too, because it was in the game. So Squid Games introduced warships for the reality TV show, like Battleship, but it's like life-size Battleship. Okay? So... the two teams playing against each other have a captain and a co-captain that choose which missile they're going to fire, you know, in the position. They put Homeboy in the little two-seater boat in the middle of the board, and he gets sunk. And he's just like, this was completely out of my control. I can't believe this happened, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, it's just the way the cookie crumbles. And I was just like, bye. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. So glad you're not here anymore. I think everybody collectively was so happy that dude left.
Yeah.
Even the people on his own team were like, thank God that guy's gone.
My favorite way to say that, because you just said, don't let the door hit you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you.
Good one, Jered.
Dude, that's my favorite of like an old people saying of that.
Yeah.
It's great. Anyway, continue.
Great.
You may continue now.
I know, thank
Had
you.
to throw that in.
Thank you. And then we need to talk about the honeycomb game. You remember the honeycomb game in Squid Games?
He hasn't watched
Remember,
it.
I never watched it.
Oh my gosh, that's right. Okay. There is a honeycomb game where I guess what is Squid Games? Korean?
Yes.
In Korea, you get like a honeycomb cookie looking thing, and there's a shape that's kind of indented into the cookie.
Okay.
The game is you get a needle and you have to scrape the shape out of the honeycomb perfectly and lift it from the cookie. So you have to like kind of dig into it, right? In the actual Squid Game show, the main character realizes if he licks the backside of the cookie, it'll be easier to puncture the perforated section and get the shape out, right? So there's 4 shapes in this that you have to carve out. There's a circle, a triangle, a star, and an umbrella. Obviously, nobody wants the umbrella. That's very difficult to get out in one piece, right?
Yes.
So players come into a big white room with numbers numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. They get in a line. First players in each line get taken into the sandbox area where this game is going to begin. They all have to unanimously agree on each other's shapes. Okay, so first 4 go in. Obviously, everybody's like, I'm not taking the umbrella. I'm not taking the umbrella for my team. I'm not doing it.
And there's
you
a
can't make me.
countdown.
And there's a countdown. They got 2 minutes to decide, right? First group goes in. They do not decide in 2 minutes. All 4 of them are eliminated. Second line of people go in, do not agree. All 4 of them get eliminated. Let's talk about the next 4. Okay, 432 was in this next line. So
I
you
saw
can already
this
tell
part. This was
how this goes, right? So
crazy.
you got 3 jocks in this little weakling kind of guy, right? And my thinking is whatever number you chose, that's the shape your line gets, you know, because it's not like anybody knew going into the game. So to make it fair, you're number 4, you get the umbrella. So he's in line number 4 over here. Dude is already crying walking into there, right? Freaking out, absolutely crapping his pants. And like they all kind of agree, like the line is the shape that we get. Like that's just how it should be, whatever. And he's like, no, I'm not doing it. Crying. I'm not doing it for my team. You know, he's like, dude, we have 2 minutes. Do you just want to be eliminated or do you want to try and fight your way to get, you know? And he's like, okay, fine. I'll do it on one condition. And he says the worst thing I think I've ever heard in a game show. He's like, this is going to sound so sexual. I will take the umbrella shape, but do me a favor. If you're finished your shape and you're successful, spit on your neighbor's cookie and help him. And everybody's just like, what, dude?
Yep.
Yeah. Dude is like, oh, like when you listen to him talk, it's like, pause, stop it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay, so let's fast forward to him getting the umbrella shape. Dude is throwing up in his mouth and swallowing it the whole time. He's so nervous. Dude is going like,
I was like, how'd this
like
guy
doing-
even get into this
I
game
don't know
at all?
how in the world this dude even wakes up in the morning and goes out into the world,
Right.
is my question. Bawling, throwing up, trying to get the shape. I'm like, you're not going to actually get shot on sight if you lose this game. Who cares? You know,
Yeah.
I understand wanting to win, but you're acting a fool on national television and everybody sees this.
And
right
that's
now.
what I was mentioning last week was just, I just think it's silly how dramatic people are, especially when they get eliminated.
So dramatic.
Yeah.
There is a lot of drama in this show. But it is kind of addicting, and I'm excited to see who wins the end.
Yeah.
Okay, so Survivor. Did you talk about Survivor last week?
Nope. I don't watch it.
Just a really quick rerun.
The
Last
finale just came out. You have not seen it.
Correct.
But it is 2 hours long.
Good.
It's crazy. I didn't realize they were that long
Oh yeah,
at the
the
end.
finale is always very long. It's like a movie.
Wow. Okay.
So last week, I'll just skip all the Tribal Council. Who got voted out last week? Oh my gosh. Who got voted out last week? Oh, Emily. Emily got voted out last week. Because Austin is whipped by Dee and losing his mind in this game. Okay?
All right. They were coupling up.
Right. So Dee and Austin are in a love thing right now. Worst thing you can freaking do in Survivor. And Austin's pal Drew, they've been at like a strong alliance since the beginning. Drew's like, we need to blindside Julie, which is Dee's confidant, right? Austin's like, yeah, man, cool. Hey, Dee, Drew wants to blindside Julie. And Dee's like, oh no, is that what we're doing? No, I don't want to, I'm not doing that sort of thing. Dee tells Julie that they're going to blindside her, right? So Dee's like, we can't vote out Drew. Julie's like, I want to vote out Austin, but doesn't tell Dee that because Dee would freak out, right? Anyway, long story short, they vote out Emily because that was the safer option to choose from of all of them. But Austin totally blew Drew's plan by telling his girlfriend what's going to happen. I just didn't want her to not trust me anymore. Anyway, newest episode. The same thing happens, but reverse.
Oh.
Okay? So, Dee and Julie wants to take out Drew, which is Austin's confidant, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This time, Dee does not tell Austin the plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Austin and Drew are left in the dark, but Dee plays it off like she didn't do anything. She didn't know this was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, Dee swears on her mother's life she didn't know, even though she did. Su
Wow.
madre, I don't like you. You just swore on your mother's life and lied to this guy who totally trusted you to tell you the plan last week. I knew I didn't like you, is what I'm saying. And you just totally sealed the deal for me with that. But anyway, so Drew gets sent home. And Austin is left like, what just happened? So now,
So
the
there's how many?
finalists,
Yeah, how many left?
Julie, Dee, Austin, and Katura are left. These are the final 4. I really don't want to see Dee win this game. I really don't, people. I would rather see literally anybody else win this game except for Dee. I don't know. Bad vibes. Bad vibes from her.
Just from that comment alone,
Yeah.
that's pretty messed up.
But Austin, even at the end of the game, he's like, you know, if I'm sitting there with Dee and she wins, I'll be just as happy if she wins the money. And I'm like, dude, remember
Come
what you
on.
came here for.
Yeah.
Come on. I just don't understand. No entiendo these people. But anyway, and he's like, I swore to myself I wouldn't fall in love on Survivor, and then here I am. Oh, you guys are making me sick, all of you. But excited for the finale. Can't wait to see who wins. Really hope it's somebody deserving. I think the jury will definitely, I think they'll make the right choice. I have faith in the jury.
It's everyone, right?
Everyone
on the jury?
Well, everyone on the jury gets a vote, and they vote to see
Everyone
who wins.
that was on there
Correct.
previously.
Right. And well,
Yeah.
not from the beginning. You get to a certain point in
Right,
the
right,
show
right,
where you
okay.
start making the jury. Not every player. Every player will be at the finale,
Yeah.
seeing it, but they're not going to be able to vote. So, yeah, I think that's it.
Cool. Sounds crazy.
Yeah. The drama that doesn't involve me. It's the best.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's get into this episode, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's do it.
All right. Monarch Legacy of Monsters, Season 1, Episode 6. Terrifying Miracles, which was a line that was mentioned.
It
Yes.
was.
Yeah, someone said it's not a miracle unless it's a little terrifying or something like that.
Or all the best miracles should be terrifying.
Yep.
Something like that.
Yeah,
So-
something like that.
All right, this is directed by Marizi, almost same person directed last episode.
Right.
So Shaw finds an unlikely ally within Monarch as the team has a harrowing run-in. Kiko and Lee grow closer while at a military ball. All right, so what are your thoughts? Or even a little bit
Last week?
Last week. You were
Yeah.
in here last week.
Oh gosh, I can't remember the last episode specifically.
Yeah. All right, well then
They
what are
were in
your
the
thoughts?
Monarch facility.
Oh, it was okay.
Yeah, it was slow.
It was all right.
Yeah.
It wasn't like my favorite. Not even my. I don't know about. Probably my least favorite. Maybe close to that.
Yeah.
This episode, I was really excited to see a lot more of the past with Monarch because those are my favorite parts. I think
Yeah.
we've said that before.
The
My
fif-
favorite
stuff in
parts
the
of the
50s,
show are
yeah.
the stuff in the 50s. Yeah, these scenes. There's a lot of really good scenes from this one that I liked watching. I feel like every time it flips back to the current or present day sort of stuff, I'm just like,
Yeah.
unless it involves
Seeing a Titan.
seeing a Titan, yes. And is it Shaw? Is that his name?
Yeah.
I love Shaw.
Oh, yeah.
Past and present Shaw. I
Yeah.
love him. So yeah. It was all right.
I agree. The same pretty much. Yeah, we were talking about this, I guess, the last couple weeks. Like, the present day is like the worst part of the show.
It is.
Yeah. I agree. I like all the stuff in the past the best. So I like this episode more because we actually finally went back and Yeah, it was pretty much like 50-50, past and present. It seemed like in this one,
we didn't have that for
no.
the 2 episodes prior, which means also though I was wrong with my prediction.
Oh yeah, Josh had a prediction.
I predicted
last
this episode would be similar to the other 2 episodes, except for giving us May's backstory from like a year or so prior, because that's what they did with Kate's, and they did what's his name?
I know, I always forget.
His the hardest to remember. Well, we know who you're talking about.
Yeah. I know.
Kintaro.
Yeah.
Kintaro. So they did those 2, and I was like, well, then they'll probably just do Maze, do the same thing.
Glad they didn't.
But
Me
they
too.
didn't. Yeah, they didn't. Well, I think it's gonna happen at some point to figure out but yeah, but
She's just like
we talked about her last
such a
week.
looming, like a dark presence in the cast.
She's not likable.
I can't.
Yeah.
I just get so bummed out when I see her. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it was a decent episode. Yeah, it was a decent episode.
Better than the last 2, I would say, right? Because we talked about that was kind of like the slump.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Again, with the helps with the stuff in the 50s, definitely always makes it better.
Right.
So speaking of which, well, let's start with the 2015.
Yeah, let's
Save the
get that
good
out
for
of the way.
last.
Yeah, save the good. Yeah.
So we open up with Duvall breaking out Shaw from Monarch, like little transport
Oh, that's the
vehicle.
muscle.
She's rebelling.
Yeah,
Yeah. I like her.
Yeah,
Me too.
that was cool to see that there's like kind of like a rebellion inside of Monarch, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And then they find Kate and Kintaro and Maya in San Francisco, or when they come back to the house, they're just sitting there. Just like, and of course, I feel like it's that group of like their reactions. I don't know, like I feel like it's like just not. It doesn't sell, like they always are like what, and they're like always like just.
Yeah.
And then you're like, and then they end up going with it anyway.
Yes.
But every time, but like, and it just, I don't know, it just
everything
it's a
that
little
involves
off.
those kids
Yeah.
is like they do it kicking and screaming until they finally
Yeah.
give into it, and it's so annoying.
Yeah.
I got to say.
Yeah, and they're like, they're not kids.
I know,
Like-
but they feel like it.
They do.
They're writing them
Yeah.
like they're like, it's like they're writing them like they're like 12 or 13.
Yeah.
And yet they're actually supposed to be in 20s. I don't know.
Right.
She's a school
They're
teacher.
adults.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yes.
so that's the part that's kind of, I think, was a little wrong with it.
Yeah.
But anyway, they decide to travel together to the desert in Algeria, and surprise,
Yeah.
Hiroshi's alive.
Yeah. What? Can't believe he's alive.
I know.
I'm just so happy for them. I'm thrilled. They were right.
Yeah. So, and then of course, he's got the little machines for calling, which we kind of but we kind of learn about them all before that in the
Yes.
1950s
The
stuff.
Titan phone.
Yeah. So now here's a question. Do you think he knew who it was up on the hill? Because they were pretty far away. Like to the point where like, and they know it's him just because of what he's doing.
Right.
And they know, but like, does he know who's up there?
From that view, I don't see how.
Yeah.
Right.
I wouldn't have been able to know
He was just
who that was. They
telling
were
them to
so
get
far
away.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking too, but I just wanted to see what you guys thought.
No, yeah, I wouldn't. No.
So, yeah. So, I mean, of course, who knows the way they write it, but like it did seem like you wouldn't be able to tell who that was. They just thought it was some strangers and he was just like, get out of here.
Right.
You know, but who knows what they'll do with that. But then Godzilla just coming out of a mountain.
Yeah, he's just hibernating like turtles do. They bury themselves in the dirt until they're ready to emerge. Weird. I feel like
it's cool
if
though.
something that massive buried itself in the dirt, how are there no traces of him, like unless he's been there a very long time and the dust settled?
Yeah.
It's just insane to me how he just comes out of the earth like that. Huge. His one tooth is bigger than one of us, like from the way they're standing. It's crazy.
Yeah. But it was, I mean, you were starting to say it, but it was cool looking.
It was awesome.
It was.
It was so awesome. Can ask Jered. I was like at the TV, was like, yeah, show me them Titans.
Yeah.
Show me them Titans.
Claudia was stoked.
I know.
And again, they do, like I was mentioning before, they do such a good job with the scale.
they
of
do.
You could really tell like
Yep.
you were saying, like his tooth is the size of
She's looking at his eyeball and seeing her whole reflection
Yeah.
in like the pupil of his eye. It's so big.
So that was another thing I had a note about. He seemed to like, did he recognize her? The way they like kind of paused, it was almost like, I mean, she knew he was like it was Godzilla.
Right, of course. There's only one Godzilla.
Yeah, but like I don't know, it was like it. There was seemed like
Yeah,
this
there was a
moment
thing,
where
yeah.
like the way they were making it, like were they
Sure.
were they implying there was a moment where it was like he was like, oh, I've seen you before,
Yeah.
or is he just oblivious and it just
Or does he really not care about humans like that? Like, because,
yeah, is it like an ant?
right.
Like where we're like it's an ant.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
like, I got
That's a
other
good
things to
comparison.
do, and he just keeps moving.
Yeah.
Because I really don't believe, especially not with Godzilla. Maybe some of the other Titans that we've seen are a little bit more hostile towards humans, but Godzilla doesn't seem to like have wrath against civilization or
He
anything.
doesn't ever seem to be
He's just
intentionally
living
killing
his
people.
life, right? He
Yeah.
doesn't just come and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it looks like he might during G-Day, where he came and just destroyed everything. But what provoked him to get to that point? Like, what happened for him to feel like he had to come to this
Yep.
city and just freaking destroy things? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. We have the Monarch helicopter kind of shows up as that this is all happening, and then and then they stupidly
That was dumb.
not move
How many
out of
times did he say pull back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, obviously, pull back. Are you kidding me? I was like,
Yeah.
what just happened? This is really stupid of them to do this.
So do you think they really are all dead? Do you
No.
think that main guy? I mean, everyone else.
Oh yeah, they
but-
said that they were all dead, but no.
Yeah, yeah.
Main guy wouldn't be dead.
That's what I figured too. But
His glasses might be, but I think he's okay.
Yeah.
Those Tom Fords he's wearing.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. We have those in the office.
Yeah?
That actual frame we have in the
Nice.
office. Yeah.
so then after the dust settles, no pun intended. they
That was a good one.
they decide they decide to split, like they're splitting up because Duvall and and Shaw want to go after Godzilla,
Mm-hmm.
but then the kids all want to go find their dad,
Right.
which was the other direction, at least when he took off in the truck.
Mm-hmm.
So then they split up, and then just after they split up, then May kind of tells everybody, "Hey, by the way,
Yeah.
I screwed us all over. That's why those guys showed up."
Cool. Thanks. Also, I like how Shaw is like, he's just so over it with the kids. He's
Yeah.
like, all right. He's like, you guys do what you want. Like,
Yeah.
he's just like,
Civilization is 10 clicks that way.
Yeah,
And
he's
I'm
like-
keeping this map, by
he's
the way.
like, you're fine.
Bye.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's got things to do. He's on a mission. Can't be tied down by these whiny,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
grown adult children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, any other thoughts on those? The 2015s?
That's how it ends, right? Is her telling.
Yeah, and then
Telling them.
Kate, I think, yells, "I hate you," or whatever.
Oh,
Go to
right,
hell.
right.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
storms off.
Yeah.
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 She's still trying to go home though.
Yeah.
Don't know.
So we don't know what she did. Still.
And who she was talking to. Oh no, we do. Did they show?
Well, she said that she pissed off some higher up people and she had to disappear
Right.
from her family to keep them safe or sort of thing, but we don't know why or what she did yet to do that.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yep, you're right. We still got it. The flashback is coming then.
Ugh. Okay.
All right, so then we go to 1955.
Mm.
We got a nice little military ball.
This is a cool way to start the episode.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this scene.
What was
a
your
lot.
exact quote, Claudia? She picked the wrong guy.
She did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we don't know why yet.
We
No,
don't.
we don't know why yet, but she definitely, yeah.
Yeah,
Especially after seeing this episode.
Well,
yeah.
this episode, you're like, okay, they're definitely a thing right now, kind of.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but what's his face
So-
has never ever looked at her the way Shaw does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's still, my theory is still about like her. She's their kid, and not.
That's what I said last night.
Oh, yeah, you did, yeah.
I was like,
Shaw's
bet
kid.
you Shaw's their grandfather.
Hmm.
Yep. That's what I said after. Was that just last week?
It was
you guys?
last week.
So you were, yeah.
I
We're
was
talking
there.
about,
So I was talking about like, well, because we found out, what's her name was cheating on her girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh, like father like daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was like grandmother like father like daughter,
uh-huh.
and then I was like, maybe really Shaw is the dad.
Would
and-
not be surprised.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
what I was saying last week.
Cool. I'm glad we're on
but
the
then
same page.
I was saying that more thinking, maybe she was ended up with the other guy, but then cheated on him with Shaw. But then after this episode, it looks like, her and Shaw might have already had a thing before she ever ends up with the other guy.
Mm,
right.
So, but yeah, either way, it
Yeah.
might be.
I don't know.
We'll see.
We will.
So then while things are about to seal the deal,
Yeah.
then the other guy, Randall,
Yep.
calls him back to the
Randall.
Randall.
the Monarch headquarters because
Uh-huh.
he discovered a signal.
spike.
Yeah, a signal. And of course, they have to go to Suzuki. No, not Suzuki.
His name is
That's the
Suzuki.
guy, Suzuki, the scientist.
Yeah.
They go to, I know I have it written down, somewhere in Japan.
Somewhere in Japan. I can't remember
Yeah.
where specifically, but Suzuki is the guy that they
Yep.
see.
I thought I wrote down the name of the place, but anyway.
He's making a
So, but then
gamma ray replicator or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they can talk back. Yeah, but so they, but Shaw has to stay back because they have a budget meeting that needs to be submitted for.
Mhm.
Yeah, so they get there and this guy's making, this cool device to, like you said, talk to the Titans
Mhm.
by kind of repeating their signal back at them, so that they think it's another Titan probably, and so they're there with them, and then we see Shaw trying to decide what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Does he pick the lady?
His brain is telling him one thing, and his pee-pee is telling him the other thing.
The
His
classic
pee-pee's pointing
conundrum.
to Japan,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and his head's pointing with the military.
Well,
Yeah.
You
Pee-pee
could have
wins.
just said the head and the head.
The head and the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, he chooses the one over the calling of being in charge of Monarch. Right?
Yep.
And he goes to Japan to see his lady,
Mhm.
and so they
At least he got a kiss in.
it's true, got a kiss in, and they did get to see Godzilla, which was that's cool.
Pretty dope.
Also, right before that happens, when they're talking, I think that was really cool how they set up that scene because they're facing, you know what I'm talking about? They're facing opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And just the way they
positioning's
set
cool.
up that scene, I think it looked really cool. And how they turned
right.
slightly
She's
to
like,
talk.
yeah, she's talking kind of over her shoulder,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mhm.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you're right. Like the blocking of that stuff.
Yeah, it looked cool.
Just to be different instead of the normal like
Yes.
two people conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, like I think I just want to say, like all of these scenes with them together are really. I mean, the actors doing such a good job.
Yes.
To like create like just natural chemistry.
Yeah.
Like it's
Definitely.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but then Godzilla shows up, kind of eats the
Kind of hurls it
yeah,
over at them.
and then,
A little snack.
Yeah.
And he's not dead.
Then they realize he's not dead. Yeah, which is
It's like another like, you really think that thing took him out?
I know. It eats radiation.
Yeah.
You just fed him.
Yeah.
Probably made him stronger.
Yeah.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Right.
right.
Correct.
It is cool how he came up, you know.
That was
Like,
awesome the way he was
from the
swimming.
sea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I love it when Godzilla emerges from the sea. It's awesome. It's always so cool.
Yeah. All the stuff with him is this show looks so freaking good.
It
It
has.
does, man.
It does. It just
I'm hoping, which I imagine they will, because since we got a lot of this stuff that I imagine a lot of the budgets for these last couple episodes, like we're going to see a lot more of the Titans in general, right?
Yeah.
I hope so. I'd like to see some more of
Yeah,
that.
Me too.
'Cause we saw,
Obviously.
because basically it was what, the very beginning was the other time we saw other ones?
No,
every
we saw
episode,
one
every
in the middle.
episode, every episode except
Oh,
for
yeah, I
last
guess
episode.
there was one. Yeah. There was another one there. Yeah.
'Cause we had the frost one.
Right.
Technically, we've seen 4 phenomenon. Those little bug things. The frost one, the dragon, and Godzilla.
Spider.
Oh, and the spider
was
in the very beginning.
yeah.
So 5. Oh, actually 6. The crab.
Crab.
Yeah.
There's 2 in that one. Yeah.
Ooh.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah. So then we get a scene of them returning and just like arguing about if they should say about the Godzilla still being in.
Mhm.
And of course Shaw's like, no, we gotta, because
I gotta come back with something.
Yeah. And but then they find out that they've already put someone else in charge because Shaw left
Some random guy.
his post.
Yep.
And she's like, "What have you done?" And storms off.
So then he loses both things. 'Cause
Yeah.
it chose poorly.
Correct.
So then he gets nothing.
Yep. That's right.
So that's about the end, right?
So now
Yeah.
we
That's the end.
got 4 more.
Yeah.
Or are you going to ask that next? Like what we think?
I was
will be
good.
next?
Well, and then the only thing I was like, do you think Duvall really is on their side? So I think I was like, do you think she's a double agent? You think she's
Oh, the muscle.
yeah?
I
Girl.
think so. I think that her story was pretty convincing about
Yeah,
her
she
sister.
was like, her eyes were watering up. Like,
Yeah.
unless she's just very good at.
Unless she's good, yeah. But I don't think that they would just do
Okay.
that story for no reason. You know, I mean,
Okay.
I think I believe her.
Well,
I want
because
to believe
also
her.
the guy that was with her, what's his name? Tim or something?
Tim, yeah, that was in the helicopter.
Yeah.
That was
Some people call me Tim. I like him too, and he's also, we were talking about last week how he's kind of on both sides, right?
yeah, he's kind of he helped the kids and
Yeah.
the kids that aren't kids.
I liked all of his
Right.
Columbo references.
Yeah,
that was good.
It's funny.
Yeah.
I did forget about that little part where he helps figure out where they
Yeah.
need to go, and he's like, yeah, just call me Columbo.
That girl was not having it.
No, she didn't
No.
care.
No.
It's like, dude, you gotta have fun at your job. Come on, lighten up.
Yeah,
lady.
she was very serious. She was not having
She
any
does
fun.
not have any space for funny business.
No.
But yeah. So where do you think it's going from here? That's what I was gonna ask.
I'm just hoping it would be like kind of like this one, like an even 50-50, past and present, at least, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to do more past, that's great for us because we like it, but, you know, at least a 50-50, I think,
Yeah.
moving forward.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the kids are going to meet their dad up somewhere and talk to him and all that stuff. But do you think that we'll see King Kong in this show?
Ooh, good question.
Because I'd love to see King
That
Kong
would be awesome.
in this show.
Yeah, because we said at the very beginning, was it just his sound of him
Right.
and like the
Yeah,
There was like
camera.
footage
That other-
of him.
that other time period where it was like 60s.
Yeah.
with John Goodman, yeah.
Yeah.
70s, I think, yeah, because it was
Mhm.
on Skull Island, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Also, I was going to say they've got the map, but I don't remember where the next spot was on the path on that
I don't
map.
remember either.
But I imagine that's where they were going to go to try to find,
Mhm.
because if like the map and the path, it's like a river running of gamma, whatever, and there's hot spots.
Mhm.
So that's what they're going to assume Godzilla is going to follow.
Yeah.
So I think that's where Shaw and Duvall are going. So,
Mhm.
so maybe because where is Skull Island? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
maybe that's it was kind of more jungle-ish. I was just thinking maybe if it's kind of heading, it might be in.
That'd be cool if it was along the path. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be
There
sick.
might
would
be an
awesome.
opportunity for that. It's
Yeah.
like, guess what I'm getting at?
I
But
would love that.
Yes.
Do you think that the corruption in Monarch current day stems from the change made from the 50s when the other leadership was put in charge?
most definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where it, the direction went wrong. Right?
Unqualified people doing a job they
Yeah.
have no experience with turned
Yeah.
it into this joke of a
Yeah,
Also-
and have different priorities, right?
right, of course.
Also, I want to mention again. I did last week. I mentioned again. We need to know why everyone's saying he looks 90.
I know, yeah.
Some point we need to find.
Because last week they said classified, so
Yeah.
there was something that happened. We need to know it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know. That's one of
Yeah.
the most intriguing things.
Yeah. I'd
Because
love
it's got to
know.
be something interacting with the Titan, right?
Yeah.
The time dilation.
Which one?
Which one? Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, be good to find out.
Yeah.
That'd be
So many questions.
Yeah.
still and like, I guess it's like, what is Monarch doing then? Like, what have they been doing?
What
all
is
this
their
time?
purpose?
Yeah, what have they been doing all this time?
Correct.
If they're not, I mean, I think what they were kind of hinting at that you were talking about was like how, and I think they might even said something there like we want to help him, like Godzilla. They like, because obviously there's something wrong that he's having to kind of like wander around on the surface, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, but there's something going on that I guess Lee thinks he can fix in some way versus the Monarch's just been monitoring and not doing anything. I guess I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like they're just monitoring. They aren't really doing that much.
No.
Yeah.
There's no advancements being made in this.
We're gonna see Bigfoot also because that was in.
That
There
was
was a
in the
picture
files.
of it.
Oh, that's right.
It was in the files.
Good old Sasquatch.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. A homo sasquatchus.
And then we said, then we got to see Nessie also.
Oh, man.
Nessie.
That would be awesome.
Bring me the Loch Ness Monster. I want to see him.
What about the abominable snowman?
There you go. Throw him in too.
Welcome to the Himalayas. Yeah. That
Yeah.
would be cool.
Yeah. Any
Yeah.
other classic?
I don't know. Those are the ones off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we shall see. We will, I guess, find out next week where things go.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Don't touch
Don't
that
touch
dial.
that dial. Yeah, I was going to say that.
And I forgot to mention this. Merry Christmas to all our watchers and listeners.
Yes.
Feliz Navidad.
This it'll be in a few days, after a day or two after this comes out. But hopefully you enjoyed this episode and either watching or listening. If you like, you can subscribe or follow on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and give us a review. And you can also subscribe on YouTube and give it a like. If you want to send us email, feedback, thoughts,
Josh
comments.
is pushing it hard now.
Yes.
anything, just send us anything.
Josh getting desperate.
I just like to get an
I know.
just like to get an email.
No, I keep pushing on film banter too. I'm like, emails, anything,
It'd be
whatever.
Fun. It'd be
Yeah.
fun. I feel like
It is fun
right
to
now.
do.
Right now, it's a one-way conversation. I'd like it to
Yep.
become a two-way conversation.
What
So-
keeps you up at night?
We'll talk about whatever you want.
Yeah, whatever, man. Nightmare you need to unpack? Let's do it.
Just send an email at screentime. Or sorry, no, I screwed that up
It's all right.
because we've been talking about feedback at screentimepod.com.
Free therapy session.
Yes.
Free therapy session. Anything. We're down for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then if you'd like to follow any of us on Instagram, I'm at jyoungbar.
I'm at Claudia Youngbar.
I'm at Jered Youngbar.
All right, we'll talk to you guys next week. And
Peace.
Merry Christmas.